You're watching Breakfast Television on City TV. City Council is about to begin cutting $60 million from its operating budget. The permanent budget cuts are so the city can give small business owners a tax break. The budget cuts come as Council also looks at a tentative deal with the Calgary Flames for a new arena event centre. A lot to talk about that's happening in City Hall over the next couple of days. Ward 8 Councillor Evan Woolley here ahead of the busy days that are coming up. And three big things coming down the pike for Council. There's the budget cuts, there's the arena event centre, and there's the Green Line, hitting pause on the Green Line LRT. So let's start with the budget cuts. Some significant departments could be losing some funding, right? Like transit, fire, and policing. And from your perspective, what city staff have proposed, the dollar amounts, do you think that's fair, what you're looking for? Or?
Yeah, so I mean, as Calgarians know, we've seen a massive collapse in assessed values in the downtown, and that's come with about $250 million of a budget hole that we have to solve.
Yes.
The level of service just can't be there. Council moved $60 million in cuts, and this was had to be done on a very short turnaround. And so that cut is just straight across all departments, about 3.5%, I think, per business unit department. And obviously, 75% of our total $4 billion budget, 75% of that is fire, police, and transportation. And so obviously those departments as a percentage took a bigger number.
Took a bigger number, okay. Yeah, about 9.4 for public transit access, yeah. Fire and emergency response about 7.6, police 7 million. At the same time, the optics, it must be challenging for someone on council when you also have the tentative agreement with the Calgary Flames to be discussed this afternoon, for example, of giving taxpayers money to, well, it's an event center, but it's also a new home for the Flames, and the Flames, of course, are privately owned.
Yeah, I mean, this is the conversation that we're going to have. So at the same time as we're seeing $10 million around in our police budget and transit, which are community safety and transit are citizens' top priorities, we have to balance that with the need for a new arena. And I think, you know, as a lifelong Flames fan, we need a new arena. The question for Calgarians is, how do we partner with the Flames on that, and what are the quantums? So how much money is a fair amount, and what is the return on that investment? And I think that today we'll see the quantums of that potential agreement. But it's also really important that we go and talk to Calgarians about any potential deal. And I think one of the concerns that I'm hearing is that there's only going to be about 1 week in which we're going to be made to make this final decision. And I'm concerned that that's not enough time, both for council to wrap their heads around the specifics of the detail, but also to go and talk to our constituents about what their thoughts are. And so I'm concerned, but watching over the next couple of days to see how this rolls out.
7 days, that's it. That's a short amount of time.
Yeah. I mean, in the dog days of summer when most people are on vacation, I'm concerned that if this is a really great deal and both sides are happy with this deal, it should be something that we should take out and have a conversation with two Calgarians about.
Okay, and the third thing that you wanted to come on and talk about, and I think it's worth addressing, is that originally the Green Line LRT, the potential pausing of that was supposed to happen today, but it could be moved to next week. And hitting pause, your thoughts for that? Is it just because of the dollar expenditure right now, or?
Well, you know, this is a $4.9 billion infrastructure project. This will be the biggest infrastructure project we've ever undertaken as a city, and given the significant changes in our economy, I think it's important that we reflect on, is our alignment correct? We need to ensure that this goes through the downtown, both during the construction and in the product that comes out of the Green Line, that we do this right. And I think oftentimes when we start a project, and this has been years in the making, we just start marching ahead. And I think it's important that we reflect, that we run the numbers again, that we ensure that we'll come in under budget, that we ensure that the train stations are at the right locations, and a whole range of issues that I think are really important, so that when we wake up in 2027 when this train opens, it's a train that Calgarians want to use and can use.
All right. Busy times for yourself and your council colleagues.
Very busy times.
Ward 8 Councillor Evan Woolley, thank you for your time this morning. I know you have a long day ahead. That's for sure. 6:57, a lot to come this morning on Breakfast Television. News headlines, traffic update, and the forecast Andy is talking about for this week is stunning. You're watching Breakfast Television this morning on City TV.